Hi, I'm Richard Mellon, host and producer of Thompson Center's Outdoor Quest TV. We're currently in our 5th year of broadcast, and Argo has been with us since the very beginning. But my personal history with Argo goes back over 30 years. It was the mid-70s when I rode in my first Argo. In that time, Argo has been part of my family, our outdoors tradition, and our enjoyment of the outdoors, and we've watched it evolve into today's ultimate machine, the Avenger. So why don't you sit back and come along on a video adventure with me, and I'll show you how I use the Argo in my day-to-day job of filming a hunting show. One of the facts of life today is that good hunting is seldom found alongside a road. Whether it is filming a TV show or a trip with friends and family, getting away from the crowds is important, not only for the success of the hunt, but to improve the overall quality of the outdoors experience. The ability to leave the roads and crowds far behind is what first drew us to the Argo. Getting away from it all is only half of the equation. Once there, the Argo allows you to hunt wherever the game is without worrying about how you're going to get it out. Well, that's the beautiful thing about having a machine like the Argo. I don't ever have to think about where I'm hunting. The field that I shot that buck in yesterday is actually kind of remote. We got to go back through the trees here a bit. It's one of those quarters that's surrounded by Crown land or by government-owned land. And there's a little bit of swamp and wet stuff. I mean, it was yesterday anyway. When we walked in the afternoon to set up, I got my feet wet. But it got really cold last night. It froze really hard. So probably, it's going to be ice. I don't know. I got the tracks on here on the Argo, which the machine puts down less than 1 pound per square foot of ground pressure, which is just fabulous. I mean, that's practically floating. I mean, it goes across the snow, right? So I don't have to worry. If it's frozen, we won't have to worry about breaking through. If it's wet, we'll just keep on going. I mean, it's amphibious. The guys were right. This wasn't to be attempted in the dark. Well, now it's starting to snow pretty serious, just in time to hit the road. It never fails. Anyway, I'd really like to thank you for joining me today on my quest for northern Alberta whitetail. If you're interested in booking a hunt with Smoky River Outfitting, all his contact information will be at the end of the show, or you can join us online at theoutdoorquest.com. Bringing our family up in the outdoors has always been important to Sandy and I. Each of our children enjoys hunting, and it has been some of my proudest moments to guide each to their first animals. Let us follow along with Jake, our youngest, on his first ever black bear hunt with a muzzleloader.
Hi, welcome to Outdoor Quest Television. I'm Sandy Mellon, and I'm on a black bear hunt with my youngest son Jake for the next couple of nights. Now Jake just got back from school. He only has 2 nights to hunt. And we've got a choice of a couple of baits here. So what we're going to do is get in the Argo. It's really wet back in here. And we're going to go and see what kind of action these next couple of baits have got. We're going to check this one first, and then there's another one a little ways away that we're going to get on and see which one has the most sign and which one we should spend our time with. So Jake, how about it? Let's get going. Northern Alberta is both beautiful and nasty at the same time in the spring. Getting around can be a huge chore. When you need to haul a lot of gear, people, or bait around, nothing compares to the Argo for ease or comfort. Well, this is the first of 2 baits that Greg has going for us, and we came in and restocked this bait last night, so something's been in here all right. We've been in the dog food that's in that one. There's definitely something here, but this is not a great area for getting any idea of tracks or anything like that, so that we have an idea of size. But it is getting hit, so we may have to sit here tonight, but we're going to go and check the second bait before we make a decision. This is as far as we're going with the Argo. We got a ways to walk back in here. It's a little wet and mushy, but the second bait's back in here, so we're going to see how much sign is back here. Make a good shot on him. Good shot, buddy. That was awesome, Jake. All right. That was he's a nice bear. He's got some good hide on him.
Make a fine little rug.
I think he'll make a great rug, you betcha. It was worth sitting through all these bugs up here, hey?
About got 8 alive myself.
Oh, that was awesome. Good job. Good job. Oh, Jake, he's great. Good job. Oh, he's a great bear.
Great little bear.
Well, Jake, we better get the Argo.
Yeah.
Because we're losing light really fast here, so we'll get him out of here and go celebrate. That's awesome. Good job. Okay, you get the heavy end there, lad. Let's get him in. Oh, okay. Good job.
Hi, I'm TJ Schwanke, host of Thompson Center's Outdoor Quest. Living and producing our television series in some of the most remote and rugged country in the world certainly has its challenges. Whether it's hauling a moose out of a muskeg swamp, cruising cut lines in search of spring bears, or heading back into a remote basin in the Rocky Mountains, our Argo is absolutely indispensable. But the Argo's versatility doesn't end there. It's not all hunting and fishing here at Thompson Center's Outdoor Quest. On weekends, the Argo becomes a real workhorse. Whether I'm putting in some new fence on the acreage or cutting up a supply of wood for the winter, the Argo is a critical tool to get the job done right. Why don't you sit back and enjoy a couple of our recent adventures with the Argo? The first is a hunt for trophy mule deer in the Peace region of Alberta, and the second sees me enjoying some hot walleye action on a southern Alberta reservoir.
Hey, glad you could stay with us on Outdoor Quest Television. I'm TJ Schwanke. Today we're doing something a little different. We're hunting mule deer. We're in northern Alberta up in the Peace region. It's a special draw area. There's some really good bucks up here. Now this region has been just deluged with rain here for the past few months, and you literally can't get around anywhere. There's just water laying everywhere. The roads are out, all the cut lines that people usually drive down, they can't even get quads down. Now we have a little bit of an advantage today. We got the Argo with us, so we're going back into some agricultural fields way back in the back here. There's some clover fields, some hay fields, and I'm pretty sure the mule deer are going to be eaten back there. There's a lot of mule deer in this region, and it's just mid-September right now, so the bucks are going to still be in big groups. I got a bit of an obstacle in front of me here right now. I got to cross this beaver dam, going to head down that cut line, and then at the end of that line, there's some agricultural fields. We're going to set up, do some glassing, hopefully find some big deer. Stay with us. This is going to be really exciting. And up and out. Come on. There we go. I just give it traction. I'm just gonna leave the Argo here, go on foot. It's not just too far up here where there's a big clover field, and I think with any luck that should be some deer out. Yeah, there's some deer out there. Oh, there's a good one. There's a good one there. All right, yes. What did he go down? 222 yards, can you believe that? Incredible. I think he's down for good. Let's go see what we did. Oh, look at that. Beautiful buck. It's a great thing hearing about Alberta. Since they put these mule deer on limited entry draw, our bucks have just increased in size. Something dramatically. Look at the size of him. Beautiful 4-point. He's got eye guards. It's kind of interesting. We've been seeing a lot of bucks here all week, and some of them have been in velvet, some of them have been half shed out. Looks like this guy's been shed for quite a while. His antlers are nice and dark, but just a beautiful old deer. 222 yards with the Omega. You know, this is a general rifle season here. I didn't have to use the muzzle loader, but I'll tell you what, shooting this Omega, I don't feel the slightest bit handicapped. Shooting 150 grains of Pyrodex pellets, 350 grain pellets, over top of a 250 grain shockwave bullet, and held right on him, and you saw what happened. Probably saw better than I saw. The smoke was pretty thick till once it cleared I saw him fall, but beautiful, beautiful buck. Well, as you saw on the journey in here, she was a little rough getting here, and we've got a long trip out of here, and the sun's starting to get a little low on the horizon. Well, I'm gonna go get that Argo and get you out of here, big boy. Yes, and I want to be careful dropping into it. It's pretty deep. There we go, we're floating. Can't believe we got all the way back in here. Sure wouldn't have done this without the Argo. End of the cut line and I'm out of here. Hey, welcome to the Outdoor Quest. I'm TJ Schwanke. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be slip bobber fishing for walleye, but we're kind of at a remote lake here. It's been quite the trip in here. There we go. It's always a good idea to wear a life jacket anytime you're on the water, whether it be in a boat or an amphibious vehicle like our Argo here. Let's go see what we can do. I'm looking forward to this. Now, it's one of those lakes that doesn't get fished a lot, and it's not like there's any really big fish in here, but it's always fun to get out and do a little bit of fishing and take home a few fish for the frying pan. I'm just setting my depth. It's important. I like to have my jig so it's just about 6 inches or 8 inches off the bottom. I'm fishing the walleye flasher today, and we got some waves going, so it's just super. That little blade beneath the flasher just goes, whoa! I hate when that happens. I can't count how many times that has happened though. You're just setting the depth and you get a bite, but really important, you know, that jig's down there, that blade's just swinging back and, whoa, this feels like a pretty good fish. The blade's just swinging back and forth and really enticing to those fish. I'm using minnows for bait today, dead minnows. And that's the great thing about this walleye flasher jig is, whoa, is this a good walleye? Not many big walleye in this lake, but I got a dandy here, I hope. Oh, yes, right. That is a super fish for this lake. Oh, look at that. What a beauty. Oh, right in the roof of the mouth. Good thing I got that hook set. Boy, that's really buried in there. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful walleye. Oh, he's got some attitude too, doesn't he? There we go. That one's down again. No big hurry here. Let it stay down. I usually like to count to 5 or even 10 sometimes. Just reel up that slack slowly. Once you feel the weight, give it to him. Whoa, he was really swimming. Now, there's a real trick there. When these fish bite these slip bobbers, if they stay in one spot, typically means there isn't a lot of fish there. But if they take off once they bite it, what that usually means is there's a big school of fish down there. They're trying to grab the prey and get out of there. So when he takes off like that, that's a pretty good sign to me that I'm where I need to be. Now the great thing about these slip bobbers is you see how it slides on the line. The line slides freely through it. And I'll show you how that works in a minute. But the big thing about that is I can fish any depth. I'm in 23 feet of water here, not somewhere you could fish with a normal clip-on bobber. But with the slip bobber, I never have to reel in more than a couple inches of line. There's the knot, so he's only 20-some feet away now. Feels like another decent fish. You know, fishing slip bobbers is just so much fun. It's and productive, but you know, it's a hot afternoon here. Just a great day to come into a remote lake like this, just kick back a little bit. Watch the bobber and wait for it to go down, which it did right there. Now this fish here, unfortunately, for him that is about the perfect size for the fry pan, so that's where he's gonna go. I do love eating walleye though. I'm just gonna put him down here. And I'm gonna get back out there quickly because I'm pretty sure there's another fish, but I'll show you this bobber here real quick before I do that. You can see how it doesn't actually attach to the line. It slides freely on there. I've got that walleye flasher jig underneath, and I've been using a minnow on there for bait. And up on my line, I've got a bobber stop, and I've just tied this out a 20-pound Dacron line. So what happens is when I cast this out on the water, it lands on the water, and the line just goes through, until that bobber stop comes up to rest against it, and that's what controls my depth. Okay, look at that, that bobber's on its side. Now that would lead you to believe that the jig was laying on the bottom, but it's not. I know it's not. What happened is the fish just picked up the jig, but rather than swimming away with it, he swam up with it, took the weight off the bobber, and it laid on its side. So really important to watch that. Man, it doesn't feel like a bad fish at all again. I'm really happy with the fish we're catching here today. You know, it's a great thing about this Argo. You know, there's people come in here in the summertime. It's a real spot for ice fishing because, you know, people can snowmobile in or things like that, but pretty hard to get a boat in here. I mean, I have seen people drag boats and canoes in here, but it's a tough trip, and the great thing about this is you drive your boat in here, so it doesn't get much better than that. Oh, good net job there. There we go. Another beautiful, beautiful walleye though. This Argo Avenger is brand new this year, and it's just an awesome machine. I'm sure you saw this with the Conquest last year, but I really like this machine. A little bigger tires on it, goes a little faster, just a better machine all around, I think. A little different steering system on it. Nice, nice walleye. Well, one more for the fry pan, and I think we're gonna call it a day.
With the addition of tracks, the Argo becomes a true four-season ATV with the ability to cross the deepest snow, all the while keeping us warm inside the convertible top. Reliable, versatile, safe and comfortable, Argo is the only true all-terrain vehicle on the market today that really does it all. Is it any wonder we rely upon the Argo to get our job done every day?
Argo Amphibious UTV. Extreme off-road performance. For more information, visit argoutv.com. For safety, we recommend wearing helmets and eye protection. When operating in water, always wear approved personal flotation devices.